Hi everyone, I'm Jake. Welcome to our channel and yet another health video, and this video is specially dedicated to all those women who have made a resolution that they want to lose all the excess fat, be healthy and live a longer life. They have tried so many diet plans, so many workout plans, have joined the gym so many times and then left it after 2 months after getting frustrated and not getting the result that they desire. You have a diet plan, you have a workout plan, you're working hard, then what is the missing link? And that's exactly the information I will provide you in this video, the missing link, especially in case of women. The missing link is actually something which all women know, but somehow they don't connect it with their body composition, and that's exactly what we will discuss in this video. The missing link is actually the menstruation cycle. Menstruation cycle, this is one of the biggest missing link, the biggest scientific fact when it comes to a woman's body. None of the diet plan or the workout plan, yes, there are some dietitian and personal trainers who are aware of this, but majority of them don't know about it, and that's why women all around the world fail to achieve the desired result for which they start a diet plan or a workout plan. And in this video, that's the point that I will focus on, how during your menstruation cycle, which is on an average is a 28-day cycle, how the hormones fluctuate and how exactly can you use that fluctuation, decide what food to eat at what particular time and what kind of workout can you do in those different phases so that you can achieve your optimal fat loss result and actually live a happy and healthy life. Alright, to begin the video, first we need to understand the menstruation cycle or the menstruation period. It primarily has 4 different phases. Number 1 is the follicular phase, then we have the ovulation phase, then luteal phase, and then the final one is the menstruation cycle. In all these 4 different phases, the level of hormones in the body completely changes from going up to down to baseline, and that's where it totally affects your metabolism, your mood and your energy level. So to achieve the optimal body composition, these different phases and the hormonal fluctuation is what we need to consider. Starting with the first phase, the follicular phase. So follicular stage is a stage which starts immediately when your periods ends. So basically the 7th day. So you can say it's a 7 to 10 days of stage. We will talk about the period phase toward the end of the video. So in the follicular stage, basically your body starts preparing for ovulation. Now what happens when the follicular stage starts? The FSH is released, the follicle stimulating hormone, and it sends a message to the ovaries to release an egg and also start producing estrogen, which has been very low during the time of your periods. So as I said, the follicular stimulating stage is a 7 to 10 days of period, and in this stage your body starts producing more estrogen, which is actually a good news for a woman because estrogen is the woman's main hormone, and towards the middle of this follicular stage the estrogen levels are at the peak, as you can see in this slide. Now why that is a good news? Because increase in estrogen also leads to increase in insulin sensitivity, and increased insulin sensitivity leads to more efficient utilization and storage of carbohydrates. So follicular stage, the 7 to 10 days period, is actually the right time when you can focus on eating more carbohydrates and stick to more complex carbohydrate like oats, sweet potatoes, and in this phase, since you are more insulin sensitive, you can even eat white rice or pasta during this particular phase. So the good news is that yes, carbohydrates are most welcome during the follicular stage, but you need to cut down on your fat consumption at this time. Another important point to consider during your follicular stages, which start immediately after your period ends, is to increase more iron-rich food so that you can replenish the lost blood, and also to increase the intake of vitamin B12. Now, if you're a vegetarian, then for vitamin B12, either you can take a supplement, I'll put the link in the description, or from food perspective, you can even start consuming fortified nutritional yeast, which is full of vitamin B12. As far as people who consume non-vegetarian food, they do get their vitamin B12 from the food. Furthermore, start drinking more lemon juice or orange juice so that you can provide your body with sufficient amount of vitamin C. Another thing you need to focus on this phase is to start eating more probiotic rich foods like kimchi salad or sauerkraut or kombucha, the fermented drink, everything that contains some amount of active bacteria or live culture in it. Another good thing that happens during this follicular stage of 7 to 10 days is the release of leptin. Leptin is a hormone which sends a signal to our brain that we are not hungry anymore and we don't need to eat more food. So that way, anyways, in this phase you will not be feeling very hungry, and you will automatically be consuming little lesser calories. As we discussed that during the follicular stage, the estrogen levels will be at the peak, the highest during the entire month. So that means that estrogen also helps you to recover from fatigue or muscle soreness. So this is the time when you can actually increase the intensity of your workouts. So if you have been doing cardio, you can go for at least 45 minutes to 1 hour of cardio. If you have been doing weight training, you can go heavy with your weight training with more HIIT, high intensity interval training types of workout, because estrogen will help your body to recover faster and not be very sore from the workout. After the follicular stage, we move on to the next stage, which is the ovulation stage. Now, this is just a 2 day stage, but this is actually the golden period in the entire month for a woman, because everything is going good. The estrogen level has reached the peak, the maximum that it can reach during this phase, because at this time the release of an egg happens from the ovaries to reach the fallopian tube, where it awaits the potential fertilization. In this phase, estrogen levels reach the peak, even testosterone levels surges a little bit. You are in a very positive state of mind, very good mood, and you just want to win over the world. I would advise that in these 2 days you need to totally cut down on your total calorie consumption, at least by 25%, and specifically focus on cutting down all forms of carbohydrate, because the rise in estrogen and testosterone is providing you with ample amount of energy, and you really don't have to rely on food for energy at this time. In these 2 days, your focus should be on consuming more protein, more fat, and high amount of fibers from the high starchy vegetables, because those fibers will help you detoxify any excess hormones in your body. So start eating more Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, and asparagus, okra or bhindi, and spinach. Furthermore, add some antioxidant rich foods like strawberries, blueberries, guava, spirulina, chlorella. All these will help in release of more glutathione from your liver, which will further help you in detoxifying excess hormones from your system. As far as carbohydrates are concerned, as I said, you won't need much of it, but in case you want to eat carbohydrate, then stick to light carbohydrates like quinoa or amaranth, oats and red lentils. And when I say fat, try and get it from seeds and nuts like sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, almonds, walnuts. In addition to these dietary changes, during these 2 days, I would say go all out with your physical activity, whether it's your cardio or your workout. After these 2 days of golden period in your entire month, now you transition into the phase called the luteal phase, and this is the tough part. The 10 to 15 days of luteal phase is what you need to be very focused on. In fact, these 10 to 15 days of luteal phase are also called the PMS, or the premenstrual syndrome, where a lot of women experiences symptoms like bloating, irritability, mood swing, fat gain, water retention, you name it. Everything happens in these 15 days. And the reason for that is the drop in your main hormone estrogen. It just nosedives and completely goes down, as you can see on this slide. And the other hormone, which is progesterone starts rising up and reaches its peak, which leads to all these symptoms of bloating, fat gain, water retention, mood swing, irritability. And this very hormone, progesterone, is the one which leads to all those cravings for comfort foods which are high in fat and calories, like chocolates and pizza and pasta and donut, and you know the list is endless. Now, one good side of progesterone is that it will definitely lead to some increase in your metabolic rate and increase in core body temperature. During, in fact, these few days, your body will feel more warmer. But along with, as I said earlier, the cravings, along with this increase in metabolic rate, also comes the cravings to eat the wrong food. In fact, these 10 to 15 days are so crucial in terms of your body composition. If you understand it, you will never gain fat. And it will be tough, but you have to understand the science behind it. During this phase, a woman's body's survival mechanism is at the highest, and the fat storing enzymes become hyperactive. So even if you will eat little bit, it will convert to fat very fast, especially carbohydrates. So my humble advice is, during these 10-15 days of luteal phase, you need to cut down on your carbohydrate consumption drastically. An additional effect of a rise in progesterone is that your sugar levels at this time in your blood are fluctuating at every meal that you consume, and that is what leads to those mood swings and irritability. Another side effect during these 10 to 15 days period is the constipation, because the digestive system also goes for a toss in this time. That's why it's important to include more fiber in your diet at this particular time. If your food has sufficient fiber, it's good. Otherwise, you can check in the description. There's a link for the fiber supplement called psyllium, which will be really beneficial for you to provide you around 25 to 30 grams of fiber. As far as food is concerned, it's important that we cut down again on the carbohydrates, as your body does not have enough estrogen to efficiently use the carbohydrates. So cut down on carbohydrate. In this phase, yes, you can bring in some good fats again in terms of nuts or seeds and fruits like or vegetables like avocado. In terms of supplements, you can include omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins, and focus on calcium, magnesium. And as we discussed that in this phase, since your body is going through the fluctuation in hormone estrogen, so it will not be able to recover from hard workouts or cardio sessions. So go easy in these 10 to 15 days with your workouts or your cardio. Limit it to just brisk walk or just very lightweight workout session, because your body will not be able to recover from any kind of heavy workout during this phase. Another important factor in this phase is the frequency of your meals. Make sure that you eat at regular intervals of 3 to 4 hours. It will keep your blood sugar levels stable and they won't fluctuate a lot. That's why you will be able to save yourself from repeated mood swings. As I mentioned, you need to focus on magnesium in this stage. So one bonus tip I can give you is to in this phase you can eat dark chocolate, as it will help you get that feeling that okay, I ate something what I was craving for. And dark chocolates are full of magnesium, but try and get something which is 70% cacao. Don't get the sugary milk chocolates. All right, then after the luteal phase, we move on to the menstruation, which all women know, the period, the 1 to 5 days where the bleeding happens and the uterus lining is broken down. Now again, during this phase, the all the hormones start fluctuating again. Progesterone starts going down, estrogen fluctuates, sometimes it goes up, then it goes down, and you experience pain in the abdomen and all those symptoms of periods. I would say this is the time for you to sit back and relax a little bit for 3 to 4 days at least when it starts, the period starts, because your body is losing blood. So don't tax your body further with heavy workouts or heavy cardio session. Just a very simple walk in the park is enough during this phase. Make sure that you supply your body with enough antioxidant rich foods and enough green vegetables like kale and spinach, iron rich food, iodine rich foods. Throw in all the foods like the kidney beans, the flaxseed and mushrooms, beetroot, watermelon. Everything that helps you build your blood back should be good during these 1 to 5 days. And as I said earlier, cut down on your workout or your cardio session. Alright guys, so that was the missing link. You need to understand as a woman that your diet or your workout only respond when you start listening to your hormonal fluctuation during the entire 28 days period. All you need to practice is to track your menstruation cycle, when which stage is going to start, and accordingly plan your diet and your workout based on that analysis. Alright guys, so I wish you a very healthy and long life. Keep smiling. Keep working on your body composition. Make this a very healthy and happy life. See you next time. Bye.